Hello, I'm doing Marvel Champions here. I'm really liking this game. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy for me to do a setup and a quick gameplay of. Today we're going to try to do a Normal Klaw, level 1. Starts off with underground distribution. Your investigation reveals that the criminal enterprise is operated by Klaw, an old rival of the Avengers. When I do that setup, it comes out with a side scheme, the Defense Network. Read what it says here. Klaw's criminal enterprise is protected by a gang of hired thugs. It's going to add a threat icon, which means I have to get all the threat off the side scheme before I can start taking the threat off the main scheme. Klaw starts off at 12 health. He doesn't have any attack, but he does have this force interrupt, which means when Klaw attacks, give him one additional boost card for this activation. So each one of his turns, he's going to pull 2 boost cards, and that's going to be the damage that he's going to do against me. Tony Stark here has a hand size of 6, life of or hit points of 9. Sorry, I got a little glare here too. I'm trying to work with. So I gotta draw 6 cards to get an opening hand. We got a Helicarrier. Got Get Ready, Hawkeye. We got Genius, Emergency, and Get Ready. Horrible hand. I'm trying to look for tech cards because that's pretty much the way Tony Stark works is he's got to build up to be Iron Man and get the Mark V armor going. Let's see. Well, I'm going to keep the Genius. I'm going to keep Hawkeye. Just in case nothing works out, I can at least put Hawkeye in. I'm thinking about keeping one of these Get Readies because that allows me to ready an ally here as an action. Now hold on one. We'll take our chances with this. Do these 3. I'm going to mulligan these 3 and draw 3 more. I get, oh cool, some armor. That's tech, that's the Mark V armor. I get another tech, powered gauntlets, which will help me out. Oh great, and I get another tech, rocket boots. So let's see how we can work with this hand here and slowly build up the armor. Tony Stark has a futurist action. I look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand and discard the others. Limit once per round. I'm going to do that right now. More armor. Got Pepper Potts and more armor. Ugh. Wish I could keep all of them. I'm gonna definitely take this arc reactor. That will allow me to exhaust it and bring Iron Man back into play. So let's get some of this tech out here first. Not even gonna bother with Hawkeye this turn. Let's try. Let's get this Mark V armor out. It gives me 6 hit points. I gotta pay for it with 3. I'm gonna use 2 for my Genius. I'm gonna use the 1 for Get Ready. That'll give me 6 more hit points. Brings me up to 15. I'm gonna play the rocket boots too. Get that out. And get 1 hit point. Brings me up to 16. In the future, when I become Iron Man, I can do a hero action, which is exhaust the rocket boots and spend 1, I believe that's mental resource, gain the aerial trait until the end of the phase. I'll pay with that with my Hawkeye. I think I'm going to hold out, and that'll be my turn this time. So I'll draw back up to my hand size. I already got 2 cards, so I'll draw 4 more. I get Tenacity. I get Lead from the Front. I get Stark Tower, and I get Nick Fury. Enemy phase. Nothing happens here, but we will put 1 on the underground distribution. Klaw will not attack my alter ego. He'd only attack Iron Man, so because of that, he's going to scheme. And he doesn't get his interrupt on that. He just is I'm gonna automatically put 2, but I'm gonna add a boost. Put Weapons Runner into play engaged with you. So he's gonna come out and engage with Iron Man, or with Tony Stark, who will eventually become Iron Man. But we're gonna put 2 on there from Klaw onto the main scheme. 2 threat. Now we will do a that's an encounter card. So I'll deal an encounter card. Oh, Whirlwind comes out. Forced Interrupt. When Whirlwind attacks you, also resolve his attack against each other hero. Well, I'm only a solo player, so I don't have to worry about other heroes. So now I got Whirlwind and the Weapons Runner out against Tony Stark here. see if we can get some more of this tech out. Gotta worry about this thread a little bit because once it goes through this main scheme, I only got the final main scheme, and I'm already halfway through this one. I got the thread on here I gotta worry about with the defense network. I can't take any of this thread off until I take all the thread off this first. Let's see what we can do. Wow, Start Tower is nice. The Start Tower card, exhaust Start Tower, choose a player. That player returns the topmost tech upgrade to their discard pile to their hand. Should be nice, but I'd like to get this other tech out first. This is probably the hardest part for me. I don't necessarily make the best decisions on this. I'm going to try to get this. I want to get this arc reactor out. It's going to cost me 2. I'll use the lead from the front and the tenacity. Put that away. And I am also going to put the upgrade out, the powered gauntlets. It's going to cost me my last 2 cards. And I think I'm going to switch over to Iron Man here. The reason being is because at the end of my turn I'll get 5 cards to draw up to, which is a decent size. And possibly that will, I'll be able to get more tech and build it. The max I can do with Iron Man is 7 cards. So let's become Iron Man here. I have no cards to exhaust for this, so I can't become the aerial trait. But what I can do is I'll exhaust him to take 2 thread off this. Then I'm going to exhaust the arc reactor to ready my Iron Man back up. And then I will exhaust him again to take the last thread off that defense network. I'm going to try to hope to get some of the threat down so that I don't burn through this main scheme so fast. After that I'm going to use my powered gauntlets. I'm going to exhaust that, and powered gauntlets will deal 1 damage to an enemy. Let's put that on this weapons runner because it's going to take me a while to get that 6 hit points down on Whirlwind, but he's only got 2. After that I'm going to draw up to my hand size, which is the 1, and I get +1 for each one of my techs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards. Get a supersonic punch. First aid. Mark 5 helmet. Strength of the Hulk. And another get ready. Now I'll ready up my cards that I've used. And on to the villain turn. Main scheme will get 1 more thread on it. Klaw sees Iron Man. He's going to attack him. He's going to draw the 2 cards. He gets 1 and nothing, so he does 1 damage to Iron Man. Brings me down to 15. Now the weapons runner will attack him. Does 1 more damage to him. 14. And now the whirlwind will attack him. We'll do 2 more damage. Brings him down to 12. Now we'll do the encounter card. Get Masters of Mayhem. When revealed, each Masters of Evil minion attacks the hero it is engaged with. If no attacks were made this way, search the encounter deck and discard for a Masters of Evil minion and put it into play engaged with you. Then shuffle the encounter deck. Well, I got 1 Masters of minion out here. It's Whirlwind. It's going to do an attack. Does 2 more damage on my Iron Man. For 2 more, it brings him down to 10. Alright, now it's Iron Man's turn. Alright, I'm going to use this Rocket Boots. I'm going to exhaust the Rocket Boots and spend a mental resource. I gain the aerial trait until the end of the phase. Put that into play. I'm going to discard this first aid. I am now Ariel. Not Ariel like the Little Mermaid, but a different type of Ariel. We'll play, let's get this Mark 5 helmet out. Use my get ready or burn my get ready to pay that 1 resource cost. Now that I'm Iron Man, what do I do? Let's exhaust this to remove 1 threat from the scheme. From each scheme instead if you have the aerial trait. Well, there's only 1 scheme out and it's the main one, so I'll take 1 threat off for that. Let's exhaust the powered gauntlets, deal 1 damage to an enemy. We're going to take out that weapons runner. Let's exhaust Iron Man. and take 2 threat off that main scheme. And then we're going to exhaust the arc reactor to bring Iron Man back. And let's exhaust him again to do 1 damage on Whirlwind. Because Supersonic Punch. Hero action. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. 8 damage instead if you have the aerial trait, which I do with the rocket boots. I pay the 2 resource costs with my strength card. Do 8 damage to the claw. Brings him down to 4. Bam! Alright, I'll draw up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards. 1. Mockingbird. Haymaker. Energy of Thor. Make the call. First aid. First aid. Making sure I'm counting right. And the Power of Leadership. 7 cards. So no more tech. But pretty successful turn there for Iron Man. Get rid of my supersonic. You know what? I may have counted. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 cards. So I'll put that last one of leadership back on. Sorry about that. I saw that saw that supersonic punch and I thought that was a tech card. Ready back up Iron Man. Let's put this tech so you can see it here properly. This will go up 1 threat. Klaw sees Iron Man. He's going to attack him. Draw 2 cards. It's a boost, which means a weapons runner comes engaged with me, and my other card is nothing, so he does no damage to Iron Man on that attack. But Whirlwind will come out and hit Iron Man for 2, brings him down to 8. I don't believe I do the damage with the weapons runner because he just came out, and I think I'd have to check the rules on that or get a clarification from one of you guys. But I don't think that attack goes here because he just came out. Now we'll do the encounter card. Solid sound body attached to Klaw. Klaw gains retaliate 1 after this character is attacked. Deal 1 damage to the attacking character. I can get rid of it by spending a hero action. I'll spend energy, mental, and strength resources, 1 of each, to discard this card. So right now Klaw has retaliate. Every time I attack him, he's going to do 1 damage back to me. Alright. Hero phase. I got a Mockingbird. I might bring her into play. I think I will. Got Mockingbird here. 3 cost. Let's do the making the call. And we'll do 2 energy. As soon as she comes out, response. After Mockingbird enters play, stun an enemy. We will stun the Klaw. Let's play a first aid, heal 2 damage. I'm going to use my other first aid to pay for that. Brings me up to 10. Okay, that's all I got. All I got is Haymaker left. Let's see, no, that's an energy resource, so I can't go aerial with that one. Let's use my Mark 5 helmet to take 1 threat from scheme. Let's exhaust my power gauntlets to deal 1 damage to an enemy. Let's take out that weapons runner. Then we'll have Iron Man attack him. Do 1 more damage. That'll take out the weapons runner. Still got Whirlwind there we got to take care of. But I'm going to exhaust my arc reactor to ready Iron Man. Bring him back. Let's have him. Boy, we got Klaw up there. He's hurt, but he will retaliate. Klaw gains retaliate after that character is attacked. So, let's have Iron Man attack Whirlwind. Put a damage on him. Let's have Mockingbird attack. She's going to take 1 damage. Let's have her attack Whirlwind too. So now Whirlwind has 3 damage on him. Alright, we're gonna... Is that all of the stuff? Yep. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. And I got... I'll hold on to this Haymaker. So we're going to draw 5 more cards. Power of Leadership. Power of Leadership. Repulsor Blast. Repulsor Blast. Wow, did I even shuffle this really good? And Supersonic Punch. 6 and 6. Alright, ready everything up. It's the villain's turn. Scheme goes up by 1. Klaw's going to attempt to attack Iron Man, but he can't. He's stunned. So this stunned condition comes off. Whirlwind will still attack Iron Man for 2. Brings him back down to 8. Now, it'll be the encounter phase. He is a treachery. Advance. When revealed, the villain schemes. So he's got a scheme of 2. He will do 2 plus 1, so 3 scheme. That brings us up to 5 on this underground distribution. If it hits 6, remember I move on to the next main scheme. All right, let's do some damage here. We got some pretty powerful cards. Oh boy, we got 2 repulsor blasts and a supersonic punch. I think I want to do 1 repulsor blast on Klaw. I'm going to pay for it with the power of leadership. Okay, what I do is, it's a hero action. Attack. I deal 1 damage to an enemy. It's going to be the Klaw. He's going to retaliate with that. Then, and discard the top 5 cards of your deck. For each printed energy resource discarded this way, deal 2 additional damage to that enemy. So he's already done his retaliate. This is going to be part of that same attack, but we're going to draw the next 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have 1, 2 energy, so 2 plus 2 for each one is 4 more damage. So that whole attack did 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah. So that will take him out. He's already done the retaliate on me. So that takes out version 1 of Klaw, or level 1. He goes on to level 2. He has 18 hit points on that one. And there is something else that happens here. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. So let's see if we have it. I don't believe I saw it in this discard pile, but I may have. The Immortal Klaw. No, it is not in there. So now, let's look through. There's the Immortal Klaw. All right, I'll give this a shuffle. All right. When the Immortal Klaw comes out, it's a side scheme. Klaw's mastery of sound allows him to restore his solid form through sheer power of will. Klaw gets plus 10 hit points. When this scheme is defeated, Klaw loses these hit points. Has 3 threat on it. So let's add 10 to that, which makes him at 28. That was my repulsor blast, my first one. All right. Let's. Oh boy. You know what? I'm going to do this right away. Well, I can still do it. I want to turn on my rocket boots. I'm going to exhaust rocket boots and spend a mental resource, gain the aerial trait until the end of the phase. So I'm going to use this wild resource from the power of leadership. That's going to become an energy resource. So I am now aerial. And while I'm aerial, I will play Supersonic Punch for 2. Deal 4 damage to an enemy, or 8 damage instead if you have the aerial trait. So let's do 8 to the Klaw. It brings him down to 20. Okay. I'm out of cards. Now it's time to play the rest of my hand here. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, activate Iron Man. He's going to thwart. Take 2 off that Immortal Klaw. Then I'm going to turn on my arc reactor. Exhaust arc reactor and ready Iron Man again. I'm going to get rid of this supersonic punch and get it out of my way because I've already used that. Let's use Mockingbird. She's going to take 1 damage, but she's going to use 1 threat, or thwart, not threat, to take off this threat. He loses the Immortal Klaw. At that point, he loses his 10 extra hit points. He's down to 10 hit points now. All right. You know what? Let's back that up a little bit. Okay, so let's bring this back. I'm sorry. Because I forgot I had this. I will exhaust the Mark 5. Excuse me. I'm going to exhaust the Mark 5 helmet. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. From each scheme instead if you have the aerial trait, which I do because I got the rocket boots going. So 1 will come off here and 1 will come off there. Nothing changes. This still stays at 10, except Mockingbird won't have taken that damage yet, but she's going to in a minute. Okay, let's exhaust this. The Powered Gauntlets. Exhaust Powered Gauntlets deal 1 damage to an enemy, 2 instead if you have the aerial trait, which I do. Let's take, let's put 2 more damage on the Claw. Brings him down to 8. Now let me see about his Retaliate. After this character is attacked, that is an attack action. I deal 1 damage to the attacking character. That is Iron Man. So he goes down to 6. Let's have Iron Man attack. Whirlwind. Let's have Mockingbird attack. Whirlwind. Was that, did I put 1 there? Not sure. I'll put 1 there. I think I had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that puts him at 5. He's got 1 more hit point, then he's knocked out. All right. We will draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Uh-oh. I ran out of cards. You know what that means? That means 1 card from the encounter deck comes off during my encounter phase. I'll set it to the side here to remind me. I'm going to give these a good shuffle. I need some good stuff here. Pretty much 1 more supersonic punch and I'd be able to take them out. Although I gotta... Whoop! Hey, did you see that card? Although I gotta make it through another turn here, which I don't think I'm going to have too much of a problem. I hope not. Alright, what do we draw here? War Machine, The Vision, Haymaker, Maria Hill, Inspired in a Repulsor Blast. Alright, let's ready everything up. Villain's turn. Scheme goes up by 1. Claw's going to attack me. Now, with this level 2 Claw, he does 1 attack, and he still has a Force Interrupt. When Claw attacks, give him 1 additional card for this activation. But Mockingbird's going to jump out in front of this attack and say, oh, Iron Man, I'm going to help you. So, it's 1, 2. Does 2 damage. Just 1 too many for the Mockingbird. She gets KO'd. Whirlwind is going to attack Iron Man. Just does 2 damage. Brings him down to 4. Okay, we have this 1 additional encounter card. Let's pull out the other one. Let's look at the one we got first. Ooh, the Armored Guard comes out. Not good. So I was trying to take out the Claw. Armored Guard. While this minion is engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. Toughness. This character enters play with a tough status card. That's not good. Masters of Mayhem. Treachery. When revealed, each Masters of Evil minion attacks the hero it is engaged with. If no attacks were made this way, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Masters of Evil minion and put it into play engaged with you. Then shuffle the encounter deck. Ouch. So luckily, we have Whirlwind out here. He's still going to attack me. He's going to attack me for 2. That brings me down to 2. That's not good. Alright. Might change me. Might have to do something a little different this time, but we'll see. See what we can do here. Got to get rid of this armor guard first before we can attack Klaw. He's got 8 life. I literally only have 2 life. So he attacks. Armor guard takes that tough off. Want to go aerial here. I am going to exhaust this, gain the aerial trait. So I will use this wild from War Machine. I'm going to play Haymaker. I have to pay for it with 2. I'm going to use this Inspired upgrade. I'm going to discard the Vision. It'll do 3 damage to an enemy. Let's hit that armored guard. Knock him out. Haymaker goes away. Let's use my Power Gauntlets. Exhaust Power Gauntlets deal 1 damage to an enemy, 2 if I have the aerial trait, which I do. Let's put that 2. Oh boy. Wait. This is not good. Okay, wait. Hold on there, because I don't want to KO my Iron Man. I don't have much life here. Let's see. Well, we'll do this. We'll do the Mark V helmet just to exhaust it and get one of those thread off that scheme. Exhaust this to ready up Iron Man. Okay, let's wait on that then. Let's do the Repulsor Blast. What I'm going to do is deal 1 damage to an enemy and discard the top 5 cards of the deck. For each printed energy resource discarded this way, deal 2 additional damage. I'm going to pay for that with my remaining card, Maria Hill. So let's see what we can do. We got 1 here for damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're only going to get 2 more. So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 damage on the Klaw. Brings him down to 5. He's going to retaliate. Brings me down to 1 life. Not good. It's not what I wanted. I was kind of hoping for some more energy there. Let's activate the Power Gauntlets. I'm going to do 2 damage. It's going to be on Whirlwind. I'm going to KO him. Get him out of there. Well, maybe next turn. Alright, so Whirlwind goes out. I'm going to flip Iron Man to Tony Stark. At this point, I'm going to use his recovery. I'm going to exhaust him, use his recovery of 3 to put me up to 4. I might as well use his Futurist. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. It ain't going to really matter at this point, does it? Yeah, we'll do it. Top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand and discard the others. So, we got Helicarrier, got First Aid, we got a lead from the front. I guess I'll hold on to the Helicarrier, but at this point I don't really need it anymore, so I'll just discard it anyways. Alright, so 6 card draw. 1, Avengers Mansion. 2, Genius. Energy. First Aid. Tenacity. Supersonic Punch. There we go. We'll ready everybody up. Alright. It is the villain's turn. Threat goes on. Klaw is not going to attack Tony Stark, so he will scheme. He already does 2. 3, 4. So he adds 4 to this, which is more than enough to go on to the next main scheme. So from there we go from Underground Distribution to the Secret Rendezvous. Klaw's meeting with the Crimson Cowl. Klaw and his mysterious figure dart into the shadows when you confront them, and Klaw's minions move to cover their escape. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. I got to discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player. So, got to discard cards until I get a minion. Radioactive Man. He has a forced response. After a radioactive man attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. That's not good. And his boost doesn't matter. Okay, now it's the encounter phase. And what do we get? Sound manipulation, treachery. When revealed, alter ego, which I am. Klaw heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed this way, this card gains surge. Okay, well, he's definitely going to heal, so he'll get up to 9. So he's presently got 9 life. I have 4 life. That was the encounter phase. What do we have here? So, Iron Man, I think I'm going to hurry up and use this Futurist action. Look at 3 cards and draw 1. We have Inspired. We have Get Ready, and we have the Power of Leadership. None of those are going to help me. Don't even have an ally to bring out here, so none of those are going to help. We'll just, I guess we'll hold on to the Power of Leadership. I don't even have any blue cards in my hand to play. All right. Not too worried about this. I need to hit him for 9 without him hitting me a bunch of times. Boy, I wish I have so much energy in my thing here. I wish I could nail him. Let's flip him over to Iron Man. We'll play the Supersonic Punch. Take my gamble. But before I play that Supersonic Punch, I'm going to spend a mental resource, which is going to be my wild resource here. I'll make that mental. I'm going Aerial. Now I will play the Supersonic Punch because I want to deal 8 damage to him instead of 4. I got to pay 2. Pay with Upgrade of Tenacity. Actually, you know what? I got all this energy. I might as well do it. We'll pay with Genius. So that takes him down to 1 point of damage. Takes 8 from him. From 9 to 1. And then at that point, boom, Iron Man hits him for 1 more. And that's a KO. That's a win. Wow. Finally get my first win here. Well, I'm Cynicer, the Subpar Gamer, reminding you to keep aiming for average. Thanks.